This podcast is rated IS for incredibly silly and definitely contains bad words, bad jokes, and other bad content that should not be heard by anyone, least of all children. Or maybe it should be. We don't know. We're still not their parents. You're listening to the Starforge podcast with Scya and Mal, two nerdy humans who still have a lot to say about Star Wars: The Old Republic and all its features. Rest assured, the podcast is, as always, working as intended. This is episode 13. We're back, baby! Baby got back. We're back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What a way to start the podcast off.
Yeah. It's what you pay me. It's what you pay me the big dollars for.
It's a new year, new you. Oh, so big dollars. Mal's actually very excited. Thank you guys so much who are listening, especially through YouTube. I was able to buy Mal like 8 coffees from Starbucks.
It's awesome. I don't really go to Starbucks. You know, I did have to go to Starbucks the other day because they were doing construction on my block and they turned off the water. And so when I went to the coffee shop up the street, she was like, "Fucking A, they turned off the fucking water again. I told them last time they can't do that shit. People got a business to run." No joke, that is what happened at the coffee shop.
They sounded like they were from New York, right where you're from.
So I had to go to Starbucks.
But speaking about where we are right now, or maybe more about who we are, we have some very interesting topics to talk about today. I was very excited when Mal told me her idea for what we're going to discuss today. We're going to talk about Star Wars: The Old Republic, but we're really going to talk about, well, who are you in the game and out of it?
Disappointing other people. So first, a quick shout out. I'm not sure, I don't know if you follow him on Twitter or not, but there is a gamer. He goes by Dr. Gameology now, I think.
Yeah. He used to go by Dr. Swtorista.
Yes. And I believe his name is Daniel Kaufman. Should I say that? I don't know. But I happen to know that that's his name. And when I first met him, he was, I think, writing his thesis maybe for psychology. And he had this gigantic survey that was about people's personalities and how it related to how they gamed. Like you basically took a personality test, like INTJ or whatever, but it was it had game-based questions. Like, what role do you play? What do you like to do? Do you like to heal? Do you like to DPS? What's your play style? Stuff like that. And it was so fascinating to see this.
So not only did we get to take that survey, but those results are actually available even now down the road, and we'll link that in the show notes if you go to starforgepodcast.com.
Yeah, so shout out to you, Daniel, because I raided with him for a while, actually, him and his friends and his family, and they were very, very nice people, very good players as well. So this segment of our show, I guess, is dedicated to him.
Yeah. Dedicated to you, Dr. Sotor.
So, Scya, you and I, we have talked in the past about events, world bosses, operations, flashpoints, group etiquette. But what we don't talk about, what we never have talked about, is how our personalities have an impact on what aspects of the game we choose to play and what we do and how we do it. So, Scya, you game like a little bit, right? I feel like
just a tiny bit.
2 people, 3 people have heard of you, right?
Yeah, I like to do group stuff. They're the only ones who have ever heard of me. No one outside of it.
I know. So, Scya, tell me about who you are in the game. Jokes aside, I know you stream and I know you have your mornings with Team Chaos where you don't put the Drooks butt to butt and you wipe your whole group, or I don't know. What was it last time?
Oh my God, it's really bad. I don't have like a streamer personality or anything like that. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to, but kind of what you see is what you get here. There is a bit of a differences between how I act in game and in real life. I think in game I try and be more vocal, like I'm more willing to stand up for people. I'm more willing to lead stuff. And a lot of that is because I've seen it by example from other players when I first started. Like I have had that raid leader who has dragged me into stuff I was not necessarily feeling confident in doing, given me that support, team members who have been vocal about, you're doing great, even though I'm sucking. You're fine. Keep going, That's happened like my entire gaming career, and that's what I try really hard to like pass on the best I can, even if it's not necessarily something I do in real life, because some people don't understand that. In gaming, we understand that praise is not coming from some weird ulterior motive, like I want to get in your wallet, I want to get in your pants, I want to get in your dad's pants, whatever, Like
Give me in that wallet.
in in gaming, when you praise someone, it's because you want them to succeed. It's not going to get you a promotion. It's not going to get you a marriage ring. Well, sometimes it does. Shout out to Mr. Swtorista.
Did you see there was a post on the Star Wars Reddit
I saw
where she
where they
got
fiance.
engaged. They got
Fiance.
engaged over the holidays.
Yeah.
God, Scya.
I thought that was so sweet. That's my story right there.
It warmed my cold, cold heart. Congrats to those people.
But I think one of the biggest differences is I'm a lot more willing to take a risk to be social online compared to real life. In real life, being social has a lot more consequences. When you make a friend, you actually have to spend time with them. You have to make somewhat of a commitment. And if someone decides to be mean to you, well, you can't just block and ignore them. They're often your coworker or your family member or whatever, But
You don't go to their house and board the door up. Fuck you. I'm blocking you forever.
Ignore.
Caution tape.
So in gaming, I try and I feel like I succeed a lot more at being social and louder than I am in real life, or in everyday life, I think would be more correct. How about you?
Who am I in a game? I'm me most of the time. I don't know. Yeah, I'm mostly mean. Not mean. I'm mean too. Just kidding.
You're a lot more polite when we raid. You're a lot more polite when we raid than you are on here.
Well, you
I've
stream,
noticed.
so I try. You tell me. She forces me into this family-friendly box. It's the worst 2 hours of my life. I don't put on voice activity. No way. Can't do that. Gotta keep it PG. No, I'm kidding. I really enjoy those 2 hours, but I do try to be polite because you're streaming.
I appreciate that.
You're streaming. I understand. I don't want to wreck your audience. I don't want to ruin our coffee money.
I think we would make more coffee money if you were ruder and meaner and said more bad words.
No, I'm polite when we stream because unless somebody is really pushing my buttons, they get 3 strikes. And on the 3rd strike, that's kind of it.
Right. There are some things that will get your goat, but they have to be pretty bad. Yeah, I see ya.
But I am polite. I'm polite and I try to be helpful because what good does it do anybody in a group if you're just being rude and an asshole? Doesn't help.
So in our raids, I know you kind of more sit back because we have already a raid leader. I don't know if she's a raid leader, but a raid director, a raid instruction giver, and we also already have someone most of the time putting the group together. So you're pretty chill. You're in the background. You usually only say something if there's something funny going on or if there's something going particularly bad or if you're asked a question. Is that how you act in like a normal raid or especially with friends and stuff like that?
It depends on the people that I'm with. Because when we go on Thursday, Siri, she knows what to do. I know what to do. Ocean knows what to do. Araville knows what to do. Everybody else, Vaz knows what to do. If Morgani doesn't know what to do, she just says, I don't know what to do here, guys. Like, she's very honest about it, right?
Right, and that's most of our raid team.
Catalog, she chills, and if she doesn't know, she's like, so in this part, what am I supposed to be doing?
You're very good at this, but what are you like?
What am I like?
Yeah.
No, I'm really just like me, and I do like to chill because I'm DPSing and I kind of know what to do, and everybody else does, so I can just kind of sit back and chill and do my DPS.
Do you ever do raid leading? Out of curiosity, like for your friends or for random people?
Not anymore. I've kind of left that behind, and I was never truly like raid lead, I guess. That was never my function because I feel like in the groups that I was with, to truly raid lead, you needed to have so much knowledge about what was going on. And
We're talking about at a nightmare mode level, not at a starter beginning operations raids.
Right. So I could tell somebody what to do on heals and on DPS, probably for most stuff, tanking a lot of stuff, but I'm not perfect at it in Nightmare, to be perfectly honest. I couldn't, tell you how to do every single Nightmare fight on tanking. So, and I was always with people who were more experienced in that regard. So,
So you never really needed to, it sounds like.
no, I never really needed to. Obviously, I could. My role. I wrote this here. There's always a raid leader, but there's always also a cruise director.
I cracked up so much when I saw that. What is a cruise director, Mal?
A cruise director is the one. I'm not actually at the wheel steering the boat through the mechanics, but I'm standing there with the clipboard. Okay, who's on vacation this week? Who's not going to be here? Oh my God, Sayeri's car won't start. We're going to need a tank fill for tonight. Vaz is out of town. We got to fill his role. Morg's stuck in the Netherlands or the U.S., stuck somewhere. Got to fill her role. Okay, this person and this person got into a spat. Now I got to talk to this person and talk to the other person and try to smooth it out so we can all be friends. That is usually my role.
And that I don't know if cruise director is the official term for that. I don't know what that would be. Maybe raid organizer? Something like that. But that's actually a really important role that I've seen happen in multiple different groups as well as organized groups. So within your friendship group, if you have a regular group that you play with, there's probably that one friend who makes sure, hey, when will you guys be online? Let's try and coordinate our schedules. Hey, Tommy's missing. Let's go see if maybe we can grab another friend to fill in for them. But in a guild, being a raid leader is a very daunting, scary task. And there's often a lot of players who want to help get a raid going, but not necessarily lead the whole thing. Like, I don't want to show up. I don't want to tell everybody what to do and be responsible for it, but I will help in some way. And this cruise director, this raid organizer is super, super useful. If you're in a guild and you want to contribute to raiding in your guild, but you don't want a raid lead, this is so helpful. Figure out who are going to be your 4 DPS, your 2 tanks, and your 2 healers each week, and you will have a raid every week. You are integral. Thank you, raid leaders and raid organizers everywhere.
So where do you think you fall? Are you the raid leader? Are you the cruise director? Are you the drunk passenger? Are you running for the lifeboat?
I am all 3.
Get me the fuck off this ship.
Oh no, I'm not running for the lifeboat. I'm the one like accidentally shooting holes into the lifeboat while everyone's trying to escape. I'm sorry.
No.
So I mentioned before that I did not have a lot of confidence when I first started. I still kind of deal with anxiety in general. And worry about, I'm going to negatively affect a team when I'm on it. But I'm very lucky I've had a lot of people say, nope, that's not how it works. Let's go. Let's have fun. You're coming. So is all these other 7 people. Let's go. And I have definitely provided both that service as well as the cruise director in the past. Let's make sure this raid happens, even if I'm not even in it, because I want you guys to go have fun. And in our guild, that can actually be like, or in any guild, a like designated role. You talk about how you do it mostly in your friendship groups. There's no title that goes with it. For guilds, sometimes there actually is. It might be like operations assistant or whatever other fancy title you want to have. So I've done both. I have never been the person who knows what the hell is going on, though. And that is a different role. Our friend Sayuri, she always knows what's going on. She knows 100%. Okay, maybe like 90%, because I don't want to be saying she's perfect or anything. She knows more about every fight than anyone else I hang out with in a regular basis. What is that role called? If you're cruise director, what's Sayuri?
She is the go-to knowledgeable member.
Yeah, the knowledge master. And a lot of groups...
Ocean is like that, too.
Ocean knows a ton, too. Ocean will pipe up when we ask, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, Ocean.
Yeah. They just giggle. They just giggle at me when I ask them what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, Ocean knows, but it's different than telling someone else. being willing to speak up and explain what's going on, what's wrong, what you can be doing, what abilities you can be using, what the tank is supposed to be doing during that part of the fight and stuff like that. Because there's lots of players who are very knowledgeable, and they're awesome to have. What is that person's name? We have quite a few in our ops group. They're quiet. They're not very mouthy, but they know what the hell is going on. What is that?
Oh, man.
Is that just the DPS you want in your group?
That's the quiet, reliable.
Quiet, reliable. Perfect. Right. And you know this person's going to show up. You know they're not going to cause a drama. You know they're going to smile and say something nice somewhere along the way. And they're going to be there for you. Maybe they're not, I don't know, blowing a party popper at New Year's, but they're standing in the background, hanging out, and everyone's glad they're there.
They're always doing what they're supposed to be doing. You don't have to worry about them.
Yes, you don't have to babysit them.
Right.
So speaking about babysitting, you mentioned in your notes here that I do something called Team Chaos.
Yeah.
So I'll go over it again for anyone who may have missed me talking about it before. Team Chaos is the idea that in the current iteration of the game, you can take in very inexperienced, ungeared players into story mode, and the mechanics are not too hard, and as long as you have a slightly experienced raid leader who knows kind of what's going on, you can just take them through. They don't need to be a silent reliable. They don't need to be a knowledge master. They don't need to be any of these things.
They can be allowed confused.
They can be allowed confused. Or a quiet confused.
There's also the loud doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Have you ever seen that one in raids? I sure have.
I don't really like to raid with those kind of people, so no.
It's a short visit, usually. Anyway, go on.
So Team Chaos has been really fun because I found my personality changes a lot depending on what group I'm with. With our Nightmare Mode team that Mal's on with me, and with Sayuri, our very knowledgeable raid leader. We have Ocean, our quiet, reliable, and all of that. And I'm a lot more reserved. I'm more willing to focus, pay attention, ask questions, shut my mouth a little more because it's constantly trying to run. But in Team Chaos, it is truly chaos. It's not a set team. I just call it Team Chaos because it's chaos every time. And I'm more willing to shout, yell, be excited, cause a ruckus, all those type of things. So it's interesting how it can change from raid to raid, I think. And I feel like even a more casual raider can experience that. I'm sure, Mal, you've joined one group, random group, and they're nice and friendly, and you'll be more talkative compared to like a group that's very quiet. You'll probably just kind of pew-pew, right?
Yeah, usually. I don't say too much when I'm with a new group. Because I get going sometimes and then I can't stop, and I can be a lot. Which brings us to my next point that I wanted to make, going back to personality types. Every group has people of so many different personalities. And I know that a lot of people, especially in gaming, shit on extroverted people. They find them annoying, they find them loud, they find them too much. A lot of people, they're like, I like gaming, so,
Hi, sorry.
I don't have to be around those crazy people. And I'm with you, okay? Because I'm an actor, and I had to go to voice acting because it's too much. It's too much sometimes, or all the time. Anyway, I would suggest, though, to people that you need those extroverted. You need those people. You need a mix. And because here's what I hear a lot of when putting a group together. What does everyone want to do? I don't care.
Silence.
Fuck. Now what you're saying to me is I have to plan it all and make all the decisions. So, for people who are going to raid lead or raid plan, some things that we have found helpful in the past is to create a poll. You can create a poll, post it in Discord, send a link wherever with a couple of choices of what people want to do, a couple raids, whatever. And then you can narrow it down so that when you're at raid night, you can say, okay, EC Nightmare or DF Nightmare, pick right now. Go.
So giving options more clearly for those introverted players who are not going to say, I want to do Dread Fortress right now.
Yes. But even still then, people will say, oh, I don't care. Okay. Well, we need someone to swap from DPS to heals. Who wants to do it? Oh, I don't care.
Silence.
I'll do either one. Either one is fine with me.
I can do both. So what's the benefit to having these extroverted, slightly annoying players then, in this case?
Because we are the people who will say, okay, tonight we are doing Nightmare DF, and Scya, you're going to get on your healer, and I'm going to get on my healer, and you two are going to tank, and you four are going to DPS.
That is so funny. I'm the person who will try and speak up because I hate that that awkwardness when no one answers. But I always feel bad because I feel like I'm overriding anything any of our quieter group members would ever say. Because I will speak up almost every time, even if it's just like I'm okay with anything. But when I do have something I want to go do, I feel like I'm being a bully. We're doing this is my way or the highway just because I'm loud.
Yeah, you need that person like that in your group, though. Or you do nothing.
Or you do nothing, right?
So
that op never happens.
I would say be kind to your extroverted group members. They're trying their best not to pull their hair out when everybody tells them that they don't care. Fine, don't play then. Jeez. I get it. Everyone wants to be polite, but turn it off a little bit. Give us a break.
So we've talked a little bit about our personalities in operations, especially these big groups that need organization, leadership, stuff like that. But what about when we're
flying solo? So, Scya, let's be real. There's not a lot going on.
No. I hate your intro right now. This is an evergreen podcast. I don't want to hear about how the expansion is still 2 months away. You can take that and shove it where the sun don't shines. You want to talk about people replaying the class stories? Let's talk about people replaying the class stories from now until forever because they are fantastic. Fantastic. And they're worth a replay even when things are going on. Oof.
So, Scya, in our timeless bubble that we live in outer space, where there is only Swtor.
Evergreen.
Yep, lots of trees here. Let's talk about how your personality impacts how you play the solo class stories. Now, I have heard a lot of people say about Swtor and other games that they just cannot be mean at all for any reason, no matter how hard they try. They just cannot deviate from their own personality to even make different choices in a game because they feel bad. Or on the flip side, people find that they just can't be nice to a certain character at all, no matter what character they're on or what's going on in their playthrough. Like, I can never be nice to Scadge.
Oh, that's impossible.
Not even when I'm nice.
That's fine.
Whew, fuck that guy. He's the first one out the airlock on every playthrough. So, Scya, let's talk about that.
I was really excited when you brought up this topic because a lot of people say, I created this character based on myself. A lot of the time, the character will even look like themselves. You know, you got your little brown hair, whatever. You know, give them a little extra physique, sure. Give them a little more skill with a lightsaber, sure. But, you know, they're me. You know, they have brown hair, brown eyes, just like I do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think personality-wise, a lot of people say, I want this character to be like me. So in Star Wars The Old Republic, there's really only so many options when it comes to cutscenes. There's usually like a light side option or a dark side option. Like most people would never get in these situations to start with. You wouldn't be going the big heroic route or whatever it is most of the time. These heroic options come up way, way more than they do in real life too. So people, I think, want to play an idealized version of themselves. Like, I consider myself a good person, so when I play my Jedi Knight, I make all good decisions. I have no idea that this was such a common thing until I started playing MMOs, that people make a version of themselves. Like, I kind of remember doing that when I was younger, like when I was a teenager playing RPG video games. But as I grew older, I create these characters. Like, they are their own characters. They have nothing to do with me. Like, my Vanguard trooper, she is nothing similar to my own personality at all. And I don't even really consider myself very light side. I'm very pessimistic. I don't kill babies for fun, but that's about it. Do you, Mal, kill babies for fun?
I mean, not lately.
Oh, okay, just for profit then.
Just kidding. I don't kill babies. First of all, how dare you?
Oh, sorry. Do you just stomp on puppies? That's what dark side people do.
No, I've never once seen a puppy in the Star Wars universe.
Oh, okay, my bad.
You know, people might be happier if there were. You know, I used to work at the bank, and I used to, like, people always come to the bank so upset. No one ever is at the bank not upset. And I used to say, we should keep behind the teller line a box of puppies and a box of kittens. And when people come in mad,
Just hand them
say,
over.
do you like dogs or cats? Cats, is it? Well, here, just look in this box first before you start to yell, and let's see if this fixes some of your problems.
I love it.
So
Perfect.
Okay, so the first, I guess, MMO game I played is a MUD.
Yes.
Don't know if
Yes, you told us about this. Your text games. Could you be a good guy or bad guy in that game, or could you do a more of a mix?
You could be whatever you tippity-tapped in your computer keyboard about yourself, since it was all just text. That's it. And just, you know, like talking to people in the general chat.
So when you were a youngin', what type of person were you in the general chat? What was your character like? Was she like you?
You know what's... Yeah, actually, in every game I play, my very first character, she's always called Drea, and she's always me. I guess the upgraded fantasy version of me.
Upgraded.
Yeah, every game I play, that's just what it is. Now I have other characters that are offshoots that have different personalities and go-tos and choices that they would make, and I can stay in character for them. But for just the first playthrough, because to me the first playthrough of a game is just so special.
Yes.
Because you'll never be able to play it for the first time ever again. Unless, you know, you hit your head and get amnesia, and then you can rediscover the game again. But that wouldn't be good. I don't do that. I don't recommend that.
Oh, wait. If I need to go find a driveway, I'll be right back.
Oh, my God.
I need to experience Star Wars The Old Republic for the first time again.
So, yeah, the first character I play, I do play it just as I would play it if that was me in that situation. And it mostly comes out, I would say, neutral to dark side. And I tend to pick a lot of funny options.
I wonder why.
Surprising, I know.
Shocker there.
Because I'm a clown. But that's usually how I do my first playthrough. But I don't tend to have the hang-ups that some people do about, you know, oh, I just cannot do that. It is too mean.
Right. Like I said, I don't usually anymore play characters that are myself, but I did experience this hang up very strongly when I first started playing. I don't like doing mean things on purpose. I think I'm too empathetic. It like hurts my soul. Thinking being mean to someone else probably runs along with the anxiety thing, the idea that I could hurt someone and cause them a lot of mental or emotional or even physical distress. Like I was in karate for a while. I was very lazy, so it was hard, but I worked really hard when we were learning the katas. They're kind of like a dance, and they're very physical. You really have to put a lot into them of your body. But then when we started getting to the point where we were actually sparring with other people, I just could not. I could not. Well, it didn't help that half the people were half my age, therefore they were children. And I didn't want to like kick and punch at children who were probably much better than I was, but I couldn't. Like emotionally, I could not. Like I would not feel bad beating the crap out of somebody who was doing something bad, who was like hurting somebody, but just like normal person, it's not going to happen. I can't scream at a normal person for no reason. It's not going to work. I'll go home and cry about it. And
so acting, not for you.
no, that's fine. That's not real, right? The other person.
Oh, it's not. For real, you do have to, you know, scream at people.
But is the other person going to be emotionally distressed later? Only if I'm doing a good job. Yeah. But in SWTOR, I experienced that same kind of distress playing Dark Side. And this is probably why I decided to play on Republic side for such a long time. They were, well, they're not perfect. They're not paragons of light, especially not like the Trooper story. It's definitely not the smuggler side of things. They are the good guys. They are the underdogs. They are not murdering people for funsies most of the time. And when I started trying to play that Imperial character, I was like, oh God, this guy, you see his son and you can like kill his dad? You can murder his wife? You can poison the water? What is this stuff? This isn't even like efficiently evil. This is just downright evil, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't get through it. But then when I got more into the idea of role playing and truly, truly digging into being a character and thinking about what they are thinking, I was able to play a lot more of these Imperial characters because they're not nearly as black and white, puppy murdering, baby killing, whatever, They have their reasons why they're doing these evil things. I very recently played the Sith Inquisitor story. I just finished it. I got my Darth Oculus title, my neutral title, and I played her as conniving. She wants to get what she wants. She's not going to hold up for anybody, but she's also not murdering for fun. She's not sadistic. And it was a lot of fun making those dark side decisions to get what she wanted. And sometimes throwing in some light side ones in there because they made just as much sense. So yeah, I'm mostly over that hang up. And I don't know if I'll experience it in any other games in the future. I guess we'll see when Star Wars The Old Republic 3 comes out.
Yeah, and a lot of those choices in the vanilla story especially are fascinating in what you can pick because originally they were going to allow you to kill companions.
I would never be able to complete that quest, right? Back in the day, I would just die if I had to kill a companion. I'd keel over, hit my head, and then get amnesia.
I mean, it depends on the companion. Because, I mean, the Sith warrior I played, there is no reason.
Oh my goodness. Are
on
you
the God's green
are we
earth-
going into spoiler territory? No. No? That is a good spoiler. Oh no, wait, you can't actually kill him, so go ahead.
There is no reason on the God's green earth that there is one companion in my party that should have turned around and stepped their feet back on my ship. There's no reason.
Right, because originally you could make sure they never step foot there again. And you can make that decision later on in the expansion, which is cool.
And now I wish I could just, like, the companion apocalypse would happen because I have, like, 80 of them.
Death to all companions.
Just,
No mercy.
I wish in the new expansion they would sit us down and say, okay, here's who you have. I mean, seriously, we are way over budget. Do you think there's like 20 of these companions you could cut? I'd be like, yeah. Here's a whole list of people to let go.
Is that how budgeting works?
Yeah, you gotta, we're running out of salary. We can't all get a raise this year, and if you want it, we're gonna have to let 20 people go.
Sorry, Zenith.
It's the American way.
Sorry you didn't make the cut, buddy. You gotta go back to Balmora.
Oh man, that's a big problem with the companions that you get last. They get so shafted on the story. I find I can't get attached to them.
So you've got some really, really great questions about this personality versus playing the story here. And one of the ones that I really liked was, did you decide before you started your character how you're going to play it? Or did you mean the game?
No, I meant before you created the character. Because I did. When I created my characters, I had a very good idea of how they were going to be and what I wanted them to be. Which is why I've really only played through the story the one time on each. On each. I mean, like, seriously played it through.
I feel like it's a mix of both. Some of them I have a vague idea and I definitely develop it more along the way, and others I really just there's something in the story that triggers their personality, like they start off with nothing. For example, this character I just wanted to play through the Sith Inquisitor story. I'm working on my way towards an achievement. It was goal oriented. She did not have a personality. And then I realized, hey, there's that kind of cool special story cutscene you can get if you're neutral when you hit the final cutscene of the Sith Inquisitor's story. And I was like, what might a neutral Sith Inquisitor be like? And that's how her story developed. And the more decisions I got to make while trying to be in character, the more I decided what she was going to be like.
Have you ever created a character and their personality was based off of someone that you know?
Oh, I hear multiple people make their family members. Like, I've had 2 different people who have like their whole family created, and I can't decide if it's really weird or really sweet. And I think it's mostly sweet because they love these people. They care about them a lot. They know them very well. And they're once again playing like idealized versions of themselves. Like, yeah, my daughter's a Jedi, My other daughter's a Jedi. Of course, we're a Jedi family in the Star Wars, And I never have. I know you make lots of joke characters, but I don't think that quite counts, huh?
Well, I mean, I make joke characters. I don't really play the story with them, though.
I've definitely made characters whose personalities are based off of the personalities of like characters in other shows. Like I know you've made some of your characters look visually like characters from TVs, movies, games, and stuff like that. Have you ever made one that's personality based? Like I have a character who's both looks and acts like the character Shepherd Book from the TV show Firefly. Very, very solid person, and he's a Jedi.
Oh, he's a Jedi.
Yeah, for sure.
He doesn't whip out a gun. Like,
No. He's young.
You're awfully accurate with that, Shepherd.
Not Mass Effect Shepherd. Hang on here.
I know, Firefly Shepherd. Shepherd.
Do you have any characters like that? Either based on like real people you know or real people from fiction? Real people from fiction. Characters from fiction?
I don't have any where their personalities are based off of people that I know, but I will tell you that most of my core legacy, they are named after those same people I mentioned that I played a mud with.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. So is that kind of just because you have really fond memories of that, or is it in honor of them in any way?
That's it exactly.
Combo both there.
It's a combo of both, yep. So, at the end of the day, you are able to make those decisions, like spacing those engineers in the S-less.
Oh my god!
In the S-less Flashpoint.
So there is, if you have not played it...
Or are you a big softie?
If you have not played it, you're probably quite new to the game. But there's a decision in one of the first Republic Flashpoints that you play where you have the option to send the engineers out the airlock or, not, and save them. If you're playing this for the first time, especially when the game first launched, you're likely were playing it in a group of 4. There wasn't a solo mode available. And there was always at least 1, 2, or 3 other people in your group choosing that dark side option. And it felt like choices mattered a lot more back then. Like somehow, if you were that one light side character who got outvoted, it permanently tainted your soul. Like, I remember being, like, genuinely upset and arguing with my friends who we had been playing the game with together, and we finally got to this big Flashpoint group moment, and I remember, like, yelling at them, being like, well, no, we can't space them. What is wrong with you? And they're just like, out the airlock. Whoosh. How do you feel about those decisions now? I just hit the dark side button and laugh about whatever's happening.
Space bar, dark side. You can make up the light side points later.
Dark side option is quicker.
Oh my god.
Gotta kill those guys in Red Reaper too. Very important.
Oh, the ones in the tank?
Yeah, the ones in the tank, baby.
Yeah, I just leave them. Ooh, nothing to see here.
To move it on.
Ugh.
So I would love to hear, for you guys who are hanging out, especially on YouTube, I would love to hear about whether you create characters that are based off yourself or family members' personalities, and how you feel about making those dark and light side decisions in-game in comparison to your own personality.
Sounds good to me. And now, Scya, tell me about this evergreen news you speak of. You heard it here last.
In the opposite of evergreen content, let's talk about what events are going on right now. The biggest one that's coming up is the expansion will be launching on February 15th, 2022. The special anniversary sale should be officially over by the time you're listening to this podcast, but the next event we do have coming up is the Feast of Prosperity, which will be running January 11th until February 1st for a full 3 weeks. Don't forget that anniversary vendor with free stuff is still available all the way until January of next year. So you have a whole year to pick it up, but if you don't know where to get it, just do a quick search for SWTOR anniversary vendor for some sweet, sweet free stuff.
That's it.
What else do you want?
I don't know.
We're making our way towards an expansion.
Hey, these notes say that I have until January 11th to hug 50,000 Wookiees. Is this true?
Oh, yeah. I guess you can do some Life Day. I missed that one. The Life Day event is running until January 11th. Go hug some Wookiees. Go throw some snowballs.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Gosh. Is there anything good on the anniversary vendor?
Yeah, there's actually some really, really good stuff. Have you never seen it before? One of the biggest ones.
No, I heard it was all the old stuff.
Oh, there's nothing new. There's also good stuff for anyone who hasn't already seen
There's
it.
nothing new?
Okay, look.
It was the 10th anniversary and there's nothing new.
Listen up here, you little shit. The expansion got delayed. The expansion is what has all the new files in it for the new items. Stop chugging your vodka while I'm telling you about this. Oh, it's just water. Never mind.
I gotta get through this some. It's just like when we raid. And you're like, is everything okay? And we're like, yeah, it's totally fine. And I message Sari, I gotta AFK real quick and get another drink.
There are going to be new items for the anniversary vendor. They will be coming with the expansion for sure. I know there will be a bunch of new decorations. There are going to be posters on the wall of the winners of the screenshot contest. So there's going to be like 10 of them, give or take. And I imagine there was supposed to be new Life Day rewards too, or achievements, but the problem was they would have come with the expansion update. There was no patch, so that's it.
Well, maybe we'll have Life Day in July, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We're having the Feast of Prosperity in January, so why not? Okay, that's it for the news.
That's it for everything. This weekend, you can't make this Sith up. A weary healer slash DPS slash sometimes tank who will remain nameless to protect the magic of the holiday season opens the studio door tentatively. The door creaks as she enters the long hallway that leads to the newsroom floor. A single light swings from the ceiling, one of those weird-looking ones where the light bulb is inside a cage, but no one really knows why or what the purpose of that cage thing is. This is it, the moment she has been both dreading and anticipating for over 2 weeks. As she approaches the backstage door, she pauses to listen. Yes. There it is. The bustling sound of people. Words. Laughter. She pushes the door open with confidence this time and smiles at the proof of life all around her. There, in the chair to the right is her co-host, the Swtor YouTube sensation Scya. All is right with the world at last. Well, in the podcast world anyway. The outside world is still f***ed.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. You get out of here.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Starforge podcast with Scya and Mal. We know you have your choice of podcasts, and you chose the right one. New episodes drop every Friday on Google and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Swtorista's YouTube channel, and just about every other podcast platform in existence. For show notes, pictures, and other information, visit starforgepodcast.com. Hit us up on Twitter at StarforgeCast. We love hearing from you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all next week.
That's okay.
I keep interrupting you.
It's okay. Do you want me to ask you the question?
I wanted to talk about what you said before you asked me the question.
Go for it. Clap on.
I was really excited.
Clap off.
Oh no, now I'm remembering what your husband said. Oh no.
Well, I won't say what he said because I don't.
No, I won't repeat it just in case. Just in case. Okay, clap, restart.